I've got a recording. We'll start in 3, 2.
Oh, it's starting with me?
Just go with it. It's awesome.
And there's our intro. Oh, it's starting with me?
Yeah. Oh, it's starting with me. That every night it'll be somebody different.
That could even be the name of the podcast. I mean, oh, it's starting with me?
What?
How would you spell that? It'd be like, oh...
What do you mean,
exclamation
how
point.
would you
No,
say
it'd be like OH exclamation point. It's starting with me.
I feel like we're ripping off a band with that.
a band?
Really?
Yeah,
What would that
I feel
be?
like there's a band that has that in their title. Like,
You should-
oh,
Isn't it
really?
like 0313 or something?
Yeah,
It's
something
Oh,
like that.
303.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 303.
Do they actually do that?
3,
Yeah.
capital O, capital H, exclamation mark, 3.
0303.
I mean, what is that? Like, that'd be... How would you spell that? Because everybody does their own, like, band thing.
3, like the number 3, capital O, capital
No.
A, okay.
I was
No,
thought
like,
that was like
for our
30
thing.
high 3.
For our thing, it'd be like,
Oh, how do you...
It'd be O exclamation point.
Jesus.
Oh,
Nice.
I know how to spell it. PANIC, exclamation mark, at the disco.
I hate my life.
I don't get I don't know what I was expecting from that.
That is possibly what I'm thinking of. However,
I was giving like you like the time of day or whatever, you know, to like finish your answer and
the answer's
everything.
just shit.
Yeah, it was just like finally. Oh
really
my
quick,
God.
we should do intros.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Kyle.
I'm Andrew,
I'm Lucas.
and that's Brett.
I
You
guess
said
I'm
words
here.
earlier.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sitting
we
around the
never
table.
asked if
I
you
wasn't
wanted.
planning
Yeah.
on being part of this,
Dude,
but I
I
guess
just
I
asked,
am
but
now.
you're part of it.
It's just hijacking the podcast. Like, what
Jesus
the-
That's okay.
yeah, but
So this is just a podcast that we're starting, and we're gonna start by apparently our lives. What are you
We're
thinking?
gonna start with our lives. That's
Apparently.
God, I have to
Deep.
talk
Yeah, I know.
yeah, Brett, what's going
I
on?
just made jalapeno poppers.
Oh
That's-
shit!
that's
Are we
the-
going? Okay, so
Are we gonna eat those?
I'm gonna eat this.
before we go into the jalapeno poppers, so are we starting with the like current what we're doing right now, or like the the latter like
Let's-
the other
We're
stuff?
not going into our past because
Let's
I don't
just
feel
start
like
with right now.
just like
Oh, so like currently.
current.
Well-
Current events via me. You already.
I like it. So right now I'm smelling jalapeno poppers. It's got
Not-
kind
maybe
of
not
like a
that
scent. So we're talking like within the day.
Do you want to talk about just today?
Yeah.
Talk about
Why don't
my
we
day.
start with you because you
My day was absolute shit.
you had something interesting.
Yeah.
happen.
Okay. So I don't know if I'd call it interesting.
I mean, like me, all I did was sit in front of a computer all day. So.
I work at a restaurant currently as I attend college, and I just realized that I'm the only one who trained on our new computer system.
He had this like, what is it? It's like this fucking huge
manager booklet,
like
training
booklet.
booklet.
Yeah, that's been sitting on our counter for about like. I should
Probably a
probably
week.
state that I live with Andy
Yeah.
and I don't live with Lucas or Brett. But anyways, so he's been having this booklet on our counter for at least
A week.
a week, maybe even 2, because I was on vacation
Oh,
last
yeah,
week and it
that's
was
true.
there before.
It's been
So,
there a week at least.
It's been there at least 2 to 3 weeks.
You think
and
so?
and
yeah,
you've
I think so.
Just been reading it like
Yeah, 'cause
every
it-
single night.
every night because it's the manager one, and if I have to handle money at the end of the night.
Yeah, so he's had to deal with this fucking huge booklet that he has to learn and then teach to every single.
I would teach to a lot of people, yeah. And then and Dubuque, a store that is part of our franchise, they got the systems on Friday, right? So they've had it from Friday to today.
And it's been working well for them.
Yeah, they've liked it, but they sent 2 people down to Cedar Falls to help teach us, and they were super helpful. That was awesome. But let me tell you, I worked 11 o'clock to 8, and they were there until 7. And as soon as 7 hit and they were gone, shit hit the fan. No one knew what to do. So
Were they like taking orders or what was going on?
they were just teaching us how to like use the computer. Like it's a completely different system on how to cash people out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and it's a completely different system for the servers to put food in to give to the cooks.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the part that I had to do came where I had to count the money in one of the drawers, make a deposit to the bank, fill out the credit card statements, all that fun stuff. And then it got to the point where I was done with that. I told my manager I was done, and I didn't know how to even clock out. So I stood around watching a computer for 15 minutes, pretending I knew what I was doing, because apparently I knew how to do every single thing except how to fucking leave. So
Oh my
finally,
God.
I talked to my manager. I was like, "Hey, dude, I don't know how to leave." And he's like,
don't tell the employees.
Well, no, I was like, do not. I was like, do not. My younger brother was working today, so
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, I can't tell Nick. So I went to my manager and I was like, I was like, I don't know how to leave. And he's like, the door's over there. I was like, I haven't clocked out yet, Mike. He's like, oh, here's my manager card. Swipe this and do this. Oh yeah, and they tried to set up a manager card for me today, and I'm the only supervisor who doesn't have manager clearance.
Oh my
Because they just
God.
haven't gotten around to it yet.
And you work like so much in comparison.
I know.
Proud of you.
I don't want to talk about it. And so now I'm here and I'm having a great night.
Yeah, you weren't in a good mood when I came
Having
home.
a
I
good
noticed.
time.
Yeah, no,
Having
that's
a
why I
good
put
time.
jalapeno poppers. We get to watch Rick and Morty though. I'm gonna binge it. I'm gonna binge
Yeah.
the only 2 seasons.
We
was gonna say-
watched the first episode.
Yeah. and
Lucas,
It's gonna be
Oh
like
yeah,
what,
Lucas, you haven't
6
seen
hours.
it. It's about 6 to 7 hours probably
Okay.
of content.
I mean, every time I visited Rhett's room while school was going, it seemed like there's always a show going on,
Yeah.
and that was one of them that just like I'd show up and the craziest shit would be happening.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Okay, okay.
I-
And like my overall impression of the show is shit gets fucked.
yeah, I have to admit, I haven't seen it until like recently, until summer started after college ended.
Okay.
And then Andy was the one that kind of introduced it to me because we had kind of like traded, I don't like
TV shows.
Yeah, content or TV show something because we have a lot of the same interests.
I would say, yeah.
And so yeah, which is bad because my
Which is bad.
my problem is with you specifically is that whenever you introduce me to something, I don't tell you until like maybe 3 months later.
That's true.
I don't know if you've noticed that.
And confirm.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
you mean like you just don't tell them that you're watching it?
no, not at all. Like so for
Not at all.
for example, like something that I got him into was Archer. And we actually used to watch that together, or he'd watch it separately from me and then tell me about the episodes later.
We spent probably a seriously 3 weeks
Yeah.
watching seasons 3 through 5 on that futon I broke in
What-
your dorm room.
Exactly.
Oh god, that thing.
Whereas as soon as you tell me about a show, I kind of like shove it off, you know? And I feel really bad about this, and I've been meaning to tell you my like sorry for this or whatever because like I'll seriously go, yeah, it sounds alright. Like he'll be like talking about his favorite show, like best example is Rick and Morty. Like say I'm
Okay.
Andy and
Yeah.
you're me,
Yeah.
I'll go,
Yeah.
this is the best show ever. You'd really like it. It's exactly like all your favorite shit. And then you would go, yeah, it sounds alright.
I literally do the exact same
Exactly.
thing. I have all of Archer, or at least like the first 2 seasons or something.
Why does
I've
you
watched
do this
one.
to me?
And
I've
then-
watched one episode.
Yeah.
I still have yet to finish Full
And then-
Metal Alchemist.
I don't
Oh
know.
my
If,
god.
Wait,
you
like,
still haven't finished
I feel like
Full Metal?
every time they remind me of it, they're like, "Hey, have you watched this yet?" I push it off further.
exactly. And then you almost like backtrack. But then as soon as you watch it, you know what the first thing you do?
What?
Is you just go to sleep. You don't tell them anything. You're just like, fuck you, man. Like,
Yeah,
the
probably.
biggest problem I have with that too is I pretend like I found it afterwards, like they didn't explain it to me. Which even though the sole reason that I know about the episode is through you, and so I'll be like, "Hey, yeah, I totally watched something that is just super good. It's Rick and Morty," and you're just like, "I told you about that 3 months ago."
Yeah.
See, I do the same kind of shit, except I don't pretend. I legitimately forget that they told me
No.
and pass it off like I'm showing it to them.
No, 100% honest. I totally pretend. I totally pretend like I was in the loop.
So do you also do the thing? I do it a lot, and part of it is true. The other part is not true.
Yeah.
It's like, so hey, there's an anime that I thought about watching that you were talking to me about. It's Your Lie in April. And I'm finally getting around to it, and he's just like during the school year, he was telling me you need to watch it. It's
Yeah.
a really good story, and you know I'm all about the story in anime, but it's one of those things where I said it's on the list. And sometimes, yes, it is legitimately
Pause
on the
for a
list.
second. I hate those people. Gabrielle's one of those people. She's like, it's on the list. You know, the list isn't non-existent to me.
But
I don't.
it's-
I actually have a
I
list.
don't
I have a
see.
list.
I don't see the
I don't
list.
have
No,
a list.
I'll show you the list.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew
I'm
it.
just,
See-
there's a mental image I have of like show I want to watch it sometime, but
Oh my
I
God.
don't actually like keep a solid list.
Don't
of
tell me
50
that there's a
shows.
list if there's not a list.
It's on my list of watching.
Just tell me you're not gonna fucking watch it.
We're definitely gonna have to check our levels on volume.
Okay, I'm sorry. I get really
No,
angry.
no. I'm just. That's like just for us.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're so far away from it that as long as we're not.
Yeah.
I was about to.
See,
But
anyways,
yeah, Brett, what do you think about the list people that don't actually have a list?
I actually do have a list, but I haven't looked at it in like fucking ages.
Yeah, exactly. That's not having a list.
I've like forgotten to put things on it. Usually what happens is people tell me about it, and if I remember it enough, or if I like actually looked into it and I saw that it actually looked kind of cool, then
Then you add it.
I'll just download all of it and then I'll watch it at some point.
Okay, if you this is the equivalent. Okay, you have a grocery list.
Yeah.
You write everything down. You're like, oh, I need some fabric softener. I need such and such thing, you know. And then you just
eat
fucking
fabric softener?
throw it in the garbage. And guess what? You go to the store. You don't grab anything that was on your list. And guess what?
You have a
Your
bad
friend
time.
cries.
They didn't get any food.
It
They
is-
didn't get any food.
it is
You didn't-
actually utterly hilarious because I do that all the time with Robert.
The
Yeah,
way
exactly.
the way mine happens is like they'll tell me about it, like it's on the list or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go to the store, I buy all of it, and then I put it on my shelf, and then I forget about it. So
Okay.
it doesn't go in the trash. It's there. I just
it
forget
just
about
goes
it.
back.
Like I have all of Akame ga Kill on my computer,
Same.
but I haven't seen all of it.
That's like the my list in Netflix.
It's there for when I'm like,
That's
you know what?
true,
I
yeah,
feel
it's
like I
really
should watch. Like I've watched like the first 6 or 7 episodes.
And also, in my defense, I only do this with TV shows and movies,
What?
not with actual groceries.
What else?
I was gonna say need actual groceries.
I was gonna say,
Thank God.
what else would I have you get for me or whatever? But yeah.
Lemons.
Clemens.
Not did I say Clemens?
You said
You
Clemens.
said Clemens.
Clementines.
I've had a bad day. I'm off my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying popping those right now?
Just enjoy a nice.
Yeah. I was gonna state that Andy's finished with his jalapeno.
Oh, hey, can I have a
poppers.
banana?
Sure. You mean the one you're eating right now?
God.
Glad you asked.
I have to admit, the
Funny
thing.
thing, it's not mine. Sure.
Oh really? It's not yours?
Probably Keaton's.
Oh true.
Keaton is me and Kyle's other roommate, who I think is one banana shy right now.
Apparently. But you know, luckily we can put it on Lucas's fucking list. But yeah,
on that list already.
Your Lie in April is on it.
I'm watching that right now.
It's
actually.
have you finished it? yet?
I'm
2 episodes
on
in.
Oh, I thought
only
you,
2 episodes in.
I started last night.
You made it sound like
Okay.
you freaking finished it.
I just started the next episode.
I
Oh.
just finished with episode
Well,
20.
you gotta.
And
So-
let me tell you, son.
Well, I
So-
don't want to hear. I don't want to hear.
I don't know what's going on right now. What are we talking about?
It's a sad anime.
It's an anime.
Oh, it's so depressing.
What's
But
it
it's
called?
really good.
Your
It's so
Lie-
good.
It's called Your Lie in April.
Your
I don't-
Lie in April?
I
Like
don't know where the
it's
title
about
comes from.
LY or L?
L-I.
L-I-E.
L-I-E.
Like, you
What?
lied in April to me.
Oh.
It's about a guy. Basically, all I know after 2 episodes, it's about a guy who can play the piano really well, but
Uh-huh.
doesn't anymore. But he had he's got a huge problem with the piano because basically his mother, when she was dying of some sort of illness, I don't know if it was cancer or if it was just.
They never specify.
Okay.
And she was like, "You have to be the best at piano." Like all
What the fuck?
And then like right before he was gonna go to a big
He's
tournament.
Asian.
Dude, I'm trying to take a drink right now. What are you trying to do to me, man?
It's like he is Asian. True. I don't know if that's true. I would assume
Yes.
it's true.
These are like 9-year-olds playing amazing.
This is
whole
before-
symphonies.
Middle school. Or just in
No,
middle
it's
Well,
just in middle school.
It's like
Just
those. It's like those kids. I hate to like hit on the Asian point really hard, but like
I
the,
know.
the Asian kids that are playing those guitars. Have you ever typed that? Like seen those guys? No,
You
it,
type it into YouTube.
You ever been
Yeah.
bored and you just typed
Come on.
Asian kids with guitars?
That
Yeah.
is not on the list.
I have
It's
to
now on
admit,
my lunch.
Just keep going.
I'm not a racist man. From my understanding, but the shit that I type into YouTube might take some stares if somebody looked at it. I mean, like, you know, it's like that video that we watched the other day
Yeah.
for Gabrielle. It's like it's guys talking about like he's an African American guy and he's talking about the cotton fields that he was in, you know, and stuff like that. It's really
Yeah,
funny. It sounds really bad just coming off.
Basically, that video, it's a guy, it's an African American man who was telling a story at a party about how when he was in elementary
I've
school,
heard this fucking
when
story.
he was in elementary school and they took him to a cotton processing plant.
Yeah.
And and they were picking cotton, and they were like 3rd grade or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's super funny. Like if you just type in what you think is the description of what I just told you, you'll find the video.
Yeah, but exactly, and I'll type it in like that. I'll type in black guy in cotton field.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
You get it on YouTube.
it's like,
Jesus Christ.
and if somebody looked at that, they'd be like, "What is this fucking white dude typing into the fucking computer?"
You're right. I am wondering that.
You know,
You
but
gotta
like,
actually watch the video.
without the context, it's just really bad.
Without the time.
No, but that goes back to the like piano thing though. It's
Yeah.
like there's these like kind of Asian kids. and
Kinda. They're just kinda-
It's
they're-
an anime.
They could be a little
They're
bit
literally
white. I don't
in
know.
Japan.
I don't know.
But they like play the guitar, and I think that they're like playing in some sort of like communist manifesto,
Oh.
like whatever the fuck.
Okay.
But they're playing really, really well, and they have to be. Their fingers are so small, you can barely believe that they can even play the guitar, let alone sound way better than almost anybody else you've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of the piano anime that you're talking about. But in retrospect, those parents have to be really fucked up.
I mean,
So-
this one, after you like get further, you start questioning more and more about like the entire show and the entire background that he's telling you. It's just like there's so many details that I want to add to it, but I don't know what's been said in the first 2 episodes.
Well,
alone.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
don't.
exactly.
And so
Yeah.
that's why I'm trying to hold back best I can because it gets so in depth.
Well, my favorite part of the
Yeah.
first 2 episodes is I can't remember her name, the one who plays the violin. But the
Blonde lady.
yeah, blonde lady. The best part about it,
I'm
is
learning so much.
she plays a contest piece that is awesome and it sounds amazing, but she doesn't keep the time or anything. Like she just plays however she wants to play,
Okay.
and everyone gives her a standing ovation. Like this is amazing. But then they're like, ask the kid who plays piano, they're like, do you think she has a shot? And he's like, absolutely not. he's like, this is a contest. He's like, she didn't do a single thing right.
That sounds like my kind of character.
Ba-
I'll be honest.
Basically, the way that it went is the way that he was taught to play piano
Mhm.
is very calculated. Basically, he was trained to be a robot.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
basically, he's given music and can play it flawlessly,
Well-
no issues at all. And the way she plays music
Mhm.
is to deliver a message. She played the exact same piece as all the other violinists before,
Yeah.
except she played almost like a remixed version. It was her
Right.
version. She played
It's-
it. She played the same song, but it was completely different.
That's interesting
Yeah.
because well, I have a question about her specifically.
Okay.
Is she the same age as him?
Yes.
I imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I always
Yeah.
this might be kind of a sway of conversation a little bit,
All right.
but whenever and it's interesting because it brings up the violin point. But when I was a kid, I must have been like maybe 6 years old. They had this young woman. I guess she'd be a woman to me today, but she
Not a man.
yeah, she was about the same age as me at the time, so like maybe 6, 7, maybe even 8. It's hard to keep track at that point. But she was playing the violin in my church, and so when she was playing, she was really, really excellent. But the thing about it was like, I even thought at that age it'd be really hard because. Think about performers even in college today and how much time they spent on their art. And I'm sure that each and every one of us knows people that spend about maybe 5 hours a day on their art and they're still trash. I mean, let's be honest. Exactly. And so it just kind of goes back to like, it's almost like, I don't know, like I'm in educational and it's just weird for me to like maybe push somebody in their art form at such a young age where they could be developing a lot more in different areas and
Yeah.
then just pushing them to one area.
The way I see it, and it may be going more towards the adult side
Mhm.
than the point you're trying to make, but it's just like we're all striving for perfection in our respective fields.
Yeah.
And theirs, it happens to be music. And to get too close to perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. We can try as hard as we want. I'm still not going to know everything for my job. He's still not going to be able to make
Yeah.
every customer happy.
That's not
It's-
true.
You didn't make me happy that time because you weren't there.
Oh.
I wanted to be served by you, and
That's-
it was your day off. How dare you?
How dare I?
How dare
Well,
you take a break?
The thing that they teach
No
in-
breaks, no
Fuck
fun
me,
allowed.
right?
The thing that they teach in education, though, constantly
Not to swear to children.
is, no, that's,
They
that's
don't tell
actually
you to do that.
that's a really good point.
Shit,
That's
I'll
actually
be
the
a
first
teacher.
point I was going to bring up is be like kind and supportive to your like kid.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the first rule, you know.
Yeah.
There isn't any specific like this is the first thing that you should do and this is the second thing, but it always goes back to the supportive structure, and then on top of that, the like flexibility.
Okay.
You need to be flexibility for your kids. But when you look at those like who are really really good in like violin or like instruments or anything like that, I don't feel like there's a lot of versatility to those kids, right? Or maybe
You mean at that young age?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
They poured so much into that.
yeah, and maybe if they're 13 or 14 and they're like, this is what I want to devote my life to, just go at it. But
See, everything that I've read, and when I say that, I mean know that it's limited because I don't.
no,
it's not my field. of
in this
study.
too, they could be fucking bullshitting me. You know what I mean? I don't fucking
Universities are lying.
It's like
I want my money back.
who
Yeah,
cares?
No, but I mean, but also then they talk about sometimes how these things that you're learning are different sections of the brain.
Yeah,
So I mean,
no,
it's like if you're
yeah.
not using that, say just the musical part of it,
Mhm.
and I mean maybe you're learning it at the exact same rate, but you're just accelerating your musical.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, and that's
No,
very-
I agree.
I mean, so I don't know. That's something that I think is pretty interesting.
I've never sat in on a musical genius and seen how long they like spent on your time or whatever.
Hey, you're
Yeah,
looking
I'm
at
sorry.
right
Lucas.
here.
You're
I
looking at-
meant the audio genius. That's what I actually meant. But
I mean,
No,
it's
it's
better
just
than
really
media
interesting.
guy.
when you were talking about Andy's profession or whatever, and you were talking about how much time you kind of insinuated that he spends as much time on like an instrument as he does in his work, you know. And there was this
35
guy.
hours a week.
There's a security guard who's literally my exact age, and he just got engaged, and so we're kind of like pretty.
Same person.
We're really similar.
I am him.
Because he's also engaged now.
Yeah. So and
Well,
I'm
not yet.
yeah. Well.
When does
yeah.
this come out? Wait, what?
When is this coming out?
Okay.
You seen
So
the trailer?
my ring is actually in production right now.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah. But anyway, so
Not important.
not important at all. We can go
the
back. to that.
security guard.
So the security guard, he was talking, and he works about like 35 hours a week, and he's been engaged. He makes more money than me and everything, and
Yeah.
you know, we just talk and everything.
I mean,
And-
it's just an internship for you versus a job for him.
Well,
right?
it's not an internship.
It
for
is a
me.
job? Okay.
This is an actual job. Like, I guess I should probably explain what I do. Which, for our viewers, I am a museum collections kind of curator # docent. So, my job's kind of hard to explain. It's mostly dealing with the collections on our back, and then also
Okay.
giving tours. So
the tours are your favorite.
yeah, I love the tours, JK. But
JK.
no, in all honesty, I love the older people that come in, but when it comes to a younger crowd, they're hard to like keep concentrated on what you're talking about.
Mhm.
But anyway, so I'm talking to him up front right before a tour, and he's talking about his career and what he wants to do for the rest of his life, and he's really similar to Andy in that respect,
Hey.
where he wants to be a fucking clone and wants to be a
Aw.
business major,
Clone.
be a part of the Death Star.
Wait. He's a clone of Andy, or just business majors in
Well,
general? are
no.
clones?
There's
I just want to make
brutality.
there's a joke at the college that I'm at, which
The
is
same college that Andy's at.
yeah, which is if you want to be a business major, you're going to the Death Star and you're a clone.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah,
They made a
but
lot of money until that thing exploded.
Some of them-
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
You haven't seen it.
Spoilers.
One of
One
them's
of them-
basically the main character of the new movies.
One of them survives and still makes money.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
But yeah, anyway, so my manager asked the security guard, his name's Alex. She asks Alex if he wants to make security being his career, and he instantly gets upset. Because it's like, why would I want to be this old fat security guard for the rest of my life?
Old
You know,
and
and
fat.
he just, well, you know, you have to look at security guards and just like
Assume.
face reality.
Right.
And so it just kind of it put Andy in the like security guard's place of like, oh, you want me to be in the fucking restaurant for the rest of my life?
funny you say that.
Yeah.
He does?
No, they asked me to be a manager again.
Again?
Yeah. They asked me last year, but I said I was going to school.
Yeah.
And what'd you say this time?
I said I'd think about it.
Oh.
The,
Yeah, I don't know.
the museum offered me a full-time position too.
Did they?
Yeah, I just don't.
Did they give you numbers?
Yeah,
Right.
a lot. It was, you know, I
Jealous.
probably shouldn't talk too much about how much, like, especially on recording, about how much like the curators make. You know, but if you're gonna be a museum curator for a private company, you make a fuck ton.
Oh, I mean,
Like,
fucking fuck.
there's
Like
only
a
one
fucking
word
fuck
for
ton.
it. Like, it's ridiculous if you
Fuck.
work for a private company.
Yeah.
And for me
I can see
personally,
that.
it's like almost a stepping stone because a lot of those older curators don't work for private companies; they work for public organizations. So then,
And then they get paid shit.
exactly. But then you can fund your research by writing like, you know, the state or whatever. And then you have like kind of littler minions that you can do whatever you want with.
Minions.
So then you don't have to do as much. You know, but for most historians, they like start off in private companies, so
Okay.
then they can make a fuck ton of money. So then later in life, they can do what they want. You know. So I work with those people, and keep in mind they're really, really great individuals. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of people always assume that people that make a fuck ton are like kind of assholes.
No. Have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street? Money makes you a better person.
Yeah,
Wait a
exactly.
second. He is an asshole, bro.
No, he's not.
He hangs the guy over a cliff for
He
simply.
doesn't do that. That's Jester.
Dude, he is an
Jesus
asshole, let's be
Christ.
honest.
No, dude, listen. I mean, what's the quote? I don't remember. I can't do it.
Andy, when you're living your life through rose-tinted glasses, you won't see any red flags.
All right.
That's-
Nailed it.
That's a really good point.
I
But
wear
anyway,
sunglasses.
so when they offered me that position at work,
Mhm.
I'd be making not a fuck ton of money,
Just a
but
fuck.
just a
How
fuck
much is a
ton.
normal fuck ton?
Like-
and how much more is a fuck ton?
I-
A fuck
I can't-
ton is a price range I would never get as a job.
Yeah,
A
well,
fuck ton is something I could possibly get in a.
for like this is without
Half of a fuck ton.
this is without naming prices, you know. But imagine a business major right out of college who
At a firm.
at a firm,
Okay.
like pretty
Alright.
decently like
Got firm one.
grades, like has good connections,
Shut up.
something like that. That's like the private company for historians. And then like normal job is like 22,000 to like, you know, high school like
Yeah.
fucking dude.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So anyway, they make good money, but with private companies, you're given an agenda, whereas like
Right.
in comparison to public, you kind of like make your own thing. So like, if I worked at, let's just say, like this is gonna be really far out, but like a Walmart historian, like who collects data for Walmart and wants to do a museum for Walmart. and talks-
Also, spoilers for you people out there. We're from the future.
yeah. So
Yeah.
no, I'm sure there's a
Fuck.
there has to be a historian for Walmart. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they make a shit ton of money, but they don't want to be there. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's an interesting graph, you know, like the wanting to be there to the fuck ton of money.
Whoa.
you're making ratio.
who the fuck in the right mind is just like, you know, it's a really good company to like keep the records, kind of like tell the public what they do. Yeah, it's
Dude.
probably Walmart.
Did you drive in a Ferrari?
Yeah, it's like that's the fucking
Wait.
sellout.
Is this a public relations job or a curator job?
This is
I'm
a
confused.
curator. I mean, it's
No,
also
the Walmart job.
Well, you have to think too. The way that curators work in museums, it's a really interesting dynamic, which is, say you're the curator,
Okay.
you Lucas, Andy, and Brett.
Crap, Andrew.
You guys are the curators of the organization of you know whatever this apartment that we're sitting in right now.
Perfect.
So let's
don't
let's
wanna know
say
this
You're home.
your objective in life is to tell the history from 1971 to 2016. What's been going on in this fucking apartment?
What's
Who's-
the-
I
It's
can go
been
back
here?
as long.
yeah,
It's been here.
who
It's
important's
still
been
here.
here? So then,
No.
like, and I'm the marketing guy, so I tell you, hey, there was a serial killer in apartment B.
Jesus Christ.
You can't say anything about him. And then there was a racist in apartment C.
racist.
So you can't.
There might
don't-
still be a racist.
Don't
we
talk
never
about
know.
him. Or if there's magazines from like 1970 that are a little bit racist, you don't want to like expose those. So you,
Just throw in the trash.
yeah.
Just forget about it.
So you get these requirements of like what you can and cannot say. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but you still give the history. It's just really skewed from a perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like if you ever read historical literature and the guy that's writing on Thomas Jefferson's from Virginia, he's probably not going to talk about him fucking slaves. You know what I mean? It's just kind of that.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, it's up in the air, but
Oh, it's not gonna. Oh, I thought that was one of the things that we confirmed about the past.
well,
Wait, that's not what I
The
meant.
one thing. Only that.
yeah.
You know, along with a bunch of other things that might or might not have happened.
Let's move on from my boring story into something else.
Right. So next person.
You can cut that out, Lucas. BTW.
Got that out in post.
Oh God, pass.
Oh God,
What?
pass.
Oh, okay. We're talking about my life
Right.
now.
Go ahead.
Seriously, you don't have anything?
Huh? Oh, nothing
What'd
really
you do today?
recently. What did I
Damn
do
it.
today?
That's what we. Yeah.
That's what we're starting with.
Well, yesterday I moved a whole tree.
That's not today.
You moved a whole tree?
Hey,
Yeah,
hey.
It's been cut down.
Did you? What'd you roll on
my
your
parents,
Snapchat?
my parents, shut up. So basically, my parents chopped down a bunch of trees because they were either dead already or were in like the wave satellite shit.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Part of our goddamn windbreak. So I don't know how great of an idea that was. So those have been down for a while.
Was on the
Yeah.
west or north side.
Yeah, it was on the west.
Yeah, have
I'm
fun
slowly
with that.
moving my way from the south and going up, and then I'm going to do the north.
Have fun.
So I moved the whole tree. That was fun.
Was
Then
it fun?
no.
Well, this is a place.
Did you
for
at
us.
least did you at least get like a buzzsaw, a chainsaw,
No,
an axe?
all by hand.
All by hand.
I'm doing it all by hand, and I'm having 6 eggs a day. So I get tan and jacked.
The classic Abraham Lincoln lifestyle.
I'm having
Yeah,
6
no.
eggs. So is this 6 eggs at once or 6 eggs throughout the day?
At once.
At once.
Raw or cooked?
Fuck, are you stupid?
You seen Rocky? Have you seen it?
Really quick though,
I was gonna make a gas
Has
stop
anybody-
reference.
Jesus.
has anybody ever done a raw egg before?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
Ugh.
God.
Have you?
No.
Yes.
Andy, what's
God,
it like?
why?
What's it like?
Yeah.
Slimy.
Probably gross, right?
Well, you just
Fine.
swallow. If you just swallow it, it's fine. I mean,
I mean, I-
I've never done more than one.
There's a lot of
One
things
time.
that
You
if
should
you
have
just
So-
Andy, there's a lot of things that if you just swallow, it's completely fine.
Why are you telling us this?
I know. he's telling us
Before we get deeper,
Oh,
this.
God.
Yeah.
Bad choice. of
no,
words.
I just want to state something. So, when in Hy-Vee, and I'm sorry to take away from your story, but in Hy-Vee
left turn.
there was a 98-cent sale on 36,
Oh yeah.
36 eggs.
Yeah.
Are they all
And
bad?
so right
Was it
now,
36 or 18?
36.
Oh.
So right now in our
This
refrigerator,
podcast brought to you by Hy-Vee.
in our
That's
in
not
there,
They didn't pay us.
there is what 52 eggs
Probably.
somewhere around there.
In our fridge?
What are you looking
62 eggs. No,
Yeah,
72.
Looks like 62.
So
for? I'll have some. Shit.
you brought up the raw egg scenario, and this is our first podcast.
I'm not
Oh,
going to
no.
So
raw egg.
hypothetically,
Kyle,
Please.
fuck you.
Please.
I'll do it if everyone does it.
raw
No.
egg. And I'm only doing it if everybody does it, but I've always wanted to try it.
I'll
Have
do
you
it if
really?
everyone else does it.
I'll do it if everyone else does it.
So-
Everyone else includes you three.
Right.
Ugh, fuck that.
We can.
Brett, you have officially been invited to join the
How
podcast.
I
about
cook
this?
myself some while you guys.
How
do
about
that.
this? Our first podcast that has a unanimous vote, we will do it. How about that?
Our first podcast that has.
So if next podcast, if Brett's not here,
I'll never have 98-cent eggs ever again. Like
It
that
doesn't
just
sound
I'll
bad.
donate the egg.
That's
Let
a
us
thing of the
the
It's
past.
literally a health risk.
No, it's not.
Well, salmon.
Rocky did it.
That dude is fucking huge.
Also, let's not forget the fact that's a movie. They can't lie on movies.
That's no. He's got a point. Movies don't lie.
Whoa, how
Fuck.
about if somebody looks up if you can
How
get
healthy
sick
is
from
a
raw
raw
You
eggs?
egg?
can. You can.
Can?
Yeah.
You-
There's a risk
He
for
works.
salmonella.
He works
Oh,
at a
really?
food establishment.
Better not.
What is the percentage?
I think
I don't want to know.
30.
Yikes.
30%?
That's high.
So
Fuck
wait,
that.
if the three of us,
No. So if there's a 30%
You guys talk
chance,
all-
How about
So-
instead of that, I just cook y'all some
if
eggs?
there's a
I'll
30%
just
chance
cook y'all.
in the world, I'd say we're probably in the
Kyle,
70%.
stop.
we're not in the world right now. This is 33%.
We're not in the world.
This is us right here. Our
Oh,
world is this right
that's
here.
actually-
So
Once again-
one of us would be guaranteed.
Once
to get sick.
again, quick reminder to the listeners: we are from the future, and we are not of this world.
Where there is no salmonella.
We're also very hypnotizing.
Yep.
We could be the devil. We could be the angel.
What is
Jesus,
this fucking
Where are
going
you
on,
going
Rob?
with this?
E.T. Katy.
We're the devil.
E.T. Katy Perry. Look up the lyrics.
I
I was
can't-
quoting them.
I'm
What?
excited to see the edit of this podcast because I know that will be gone.
Anyways,
Jesus.
was there anything else you wanted to add to your?
Yeah, so my question for you, Brett, is what do you do in the summer? Because we don't.
What do I do in the summer?
Yeah, we don't actually like talk that
We
much.
don't
other
see
than
you.
this.
No, yeah. Either I have a summer job, which this summer I don't because I'm working at home.
Oh yeah.
Last summer I did the same thing. We tore down a building,
Do you work on a farm or like
acreage.
Acreage, yeah.
I guess there is livestock now.
Yeah.
We get chickens.
What do you guys?
That's why there's so
Ironically.
many freaking eggs.
you guys have
Ironically,
chickens?
yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have so many fucking eggs.
Chickens are very
That's how I-
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's
So-
thinking about getting them. I'm still calling them crazy.
I don't
That's
know.
My parents have chickens.
I don't know.
didn't make any decision of this.
I don't know anything about chickens.
Okay?
So
They lay eggs.
This podcast is now about chickens.
the thing about chickens, what was that movie where it was all
Chicken
claymation?
Run.
Yeah, Chicken Run. In Chicken Run,
I got that on claymation.
every
was
single
so dark.
morning
It was.
they like check to make sure a chicken was laying eggs.
We do that every night.
Otherwise,
We get about 2 dozen every day.
And then
Really?
you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
you
we
count
sell
the
them.
ones that
Yeah.
don't.
That's crazy.
My
Yeah,
mom
no.
does the same thing.
My parents, they sell. My dad. What happens is my dad goes to work and he sells eggs to his coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
and then they like bring the cartons back and we should refill
Brett,
them.
what are you
Weird.
drinking over there? What is that?
Smirnoff screwdriver.
Can I have one?
Oh, shit.
I only have this one.
Dang.
Sounds good.
So,
BYOB.
do you guys
Not
ever
at the
Next time I
memo.
will.
do you guys ever eat the chickens that don't like?
Yes,
Really?
definitely.
No
if,
kidding.
if there's roosters that are being cockbags,
Oh,
yes,
seriously?
we'll just kill them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I chopped one.
That's
off.
awesome.
That's
Chop it,
crazy.
chop it up.
I didn't know if that
Although
was real or not.
if we're slaughtering a lot of them, we'll take them somewhere. But if it's just like one that's being stupid,
we
Yeah.
shoot it.
no, we chop their heads off.
Okay, good.
Well,
we skin
So, do you know the expression now running around?
yeah.
What you
Running
do is
around
you
like a
get
chicken
a
with
you
its
get a
head
big
cut
old
off?
log, and you have 2 nails in it. You put their neck in there and put the nails like this.
Yep.
And then you go
axe it. Yep.
Do they keep running? Like, do
They
they?
They'll
will
keep moving, and then
absolutely.
what you do is you take their body and you put it in like a bucket or something with holes in it, drain the blood.
Yep.
That way you don't have to worry about it when you're skinning them.
Oh,
there was
wow.
there was a time.
But they do keep moving.
There was a time we cut a chicken's head off and it bit me.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Were
it
you
was
holding it or something?
Chickens
no,
are-
no. I mean, like its head was off,
Yikes.
and we picked up its head to throw it to the side, and it bit me.
Chickens
Jesus.
are like the only animal that'll do that.
No, well,
Turtles
I mean,
are.
I'd do it probably.
What about
snapping
humans?
turtles
Uh,
are known for
There's
like.
insects that do that.
If you cut off a snapping turtle's head,
Yeah.
you generally put it on like a hook, and then you hang it like that, and then you cut
I don't
off
know
the
how
head.
often I chop a
And
snap
it's
turtle's
still
head off.
like it is tight on there, like the muscles are still going. And
Yeah.
if you were to like throw the head on the grass somewhere by any chance that it unhinged its jaw, there
a
was a
snake.
dog I saw.
Yeah.
There's a dog I saw. It started messing with it, and all of a sudden it just yipped and ran away because the turtle bit it from the
Jeez,
grave.
What the
This
fuck?
podcast is about murdering.
Yeah,
animals.
I should state
It's
that
about murdering animals.
I think I'm the only person in this room that is specifically from the city. Like
I used to live in Cedar Falls.
I mean, but in comparison to you, I've never lived on like an acreage or
Oh.
anything.
Yeah, I'd say
know.
that's true.
And so like chickens and like my my step grandpa's brother-in-law. This is how far we're going. had pigs, and that's the most I know about anything. And
Pigs.
I understand the pig thing because those of the people that don't know anything about pigs is they fucking eat anything.
They will.
Chickens
And
do
so-
too.
They also squeal.
And they run. What do? They run in circles sometimes.
Yeah, because they try to eat their own tails.
Yeah, so
Delicious.
they like run like the fucking herd in quotes runs in circles after each other, and then you have to feed them. which is just it. And they just like they can eat each other. They can eat humans.
They will
Jesus
eat each other.
Christ.
No,
They
they will.
They're
That's horrifying.
They're crazy. I actually knew. Oh, I should say my girlfriend, who soon to be my fiance, knew these this son and father who fell into a
The
pit.
ultimate duo.
I think the son fell in first, and he started getting eaten, and then the father jumped in after. Dark turn. The father darted in after him, and he was eaten as well. So like they're fucking
Walking
crazy.
Dead bullshit.
And so
Jesus.
I was always told.
Pigs.
With
I was always
pigs.
told as a kid to stay away from the
Walking
pig
swine.
pen
Walking swine.
because they're like fucking
You
crazy.
fine swine, you.
Yeah, but pigs freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chickens eat anything too.
Yeah,
Like
so-
also it works better than composting or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll eat their own eggshells. So when
Well-
you crack your eggs, just put it in a bowl.
And it makes their eggs
Yep.
stronger.
things that have been in a cage too long, I don't want to mess with. That's the woman that had like the fucking monkey in her cage, and then she
Jeez.
went in there and just got beaten up by it.
Ours are for the most
That-
part free range.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
They've been jumping over the fence.
Yeah.
The best experience I've ever seen with animals is when you do give them, space, because then, watching anytime that we would open up the pen for the cows, like we have a small pasture for the really little ones,
Mhm.
the ones that can't, knock down the fence that easily. Whenever we let them into pasture, holy shoot. Just watching them just jump around, running around, it is so great to see them happy.
yeah.
Then it's sad because you realize you eat them
Happy.
a few months later.
And then they'll be dead.
And when
Yeah,
I say a few months, I mean
They're over.
half a
I
year.
try not to get too attached to livestock.
When their name is not a name but a number,
No, yeah.
it's kind of easy to eat them.
Like I'm like, whenever my parents are like, I'm gonna name you this, I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
This
name them.
This episode brought to you by Vegan Celery.
That's another thing. Like, why? Like, I mean, you're looking at a catalog probably fucking called like Livestock Weekly, and you're like, I'm gonna name these. Like,
oh
why?
man,
Why?
I would not name anything. Well,
We
in the
did name one time.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Bubbles.
That's got to be sad.
It was
That's
so
not a
great.
name you
It
wanna
tasted
That's
absolutely
the name you want
gorgeous.
to kill.
You want to eat some bubbles?
I would love to eat bubbles.
Delicious.
And then
How-
Blossom and
Bubbles
Buttercup can
steak.
follow.
How do you guys deal with livestock you have to kill?
How do you deal with livestock you have to kill?
Take it-
With
Just
an
do it.
axe.
Yeah.
You just kinda have to do it.
You
No,
just do it.
Honestly, it depends. If it's a chicken, you can do chickens by yourself really easily.
I don't do it by myself.
Well, not by myself, but I mean like as a family affair, like that's super
Yeah.
easy. Like,
Wait,
It seems really freaking dark though too, because you see like 4 people walking out of the door wearing leather gloves, carrying like a bucket and a hatchet, and you're like,
oh,
it looks like a murder fest or something.
Now-
okay.
You
Now,
kill the chicken and then
the
you go and you're
closure-
like, well, dinner.
The next closest thing that my family has done and that I've been like a part of, deer are really easy to gut deer, hang gut deer, and
Okay.
then take it. We don't process any of the stuff ourselves. We send
Right.
it to them.
No,
like,
yeah.
obviously.
Yep.
And generally, that's what a lot of people do is they'll just send the entire
Yeah.
cow over there because they can just
But
kill it on
My
site.
aunt and uncle do it all themselves. They process it too.
Really?
That's impressive.
Yeah, no, they make jerky.
Jeez.
I've got a.
Hey, do you have any jerky?
No, we don't.
I'm hungry.
I have a friend who will remain not unnamed because of the story I'm about to tell.
Oh no! Do
but-
I want to hear this?
Do I know him?
You do know him,
Okay.
and his brother.
All right.
Narrowed it down. He has a brother. He goes to ISU. Narrowed it down even more. And sorry for anyone listening. That's Iowa. It's
Iowa State University.
It's just ISU.
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 And this guy's really big into hunting. So they were hunting, and they got a deer, and they brought it back to an ISU parking lot where they drank and gutted it.
They drank it? Like
no,
the-
drank.
Oh,
drank
I-
beer. Sorry, no, let me specify.
Holy cow!
They
That
drank.
wording.
They were drinking alcohol.
Okay.
And they gutted and finished gutting the deer in the parking lot, but they were so drunk that the next day they came out to the spot. There was blood like everywhere. But when they went out there,
Jesus.
it was like a crime scene. Like there were cops there. there was caution tape.
DNA
Yeah,
testing.
like,
this is a
and-
deer.
Yeah, it was.
What the fuck?
Hearing about the story made me laugh. It was just I couldn't believe that they do that on campus. but
Oh my god!
shit,
See,
man.
I mean,
that's the one part I don't really. Coming from my perspective, I don't really understand the whole like redneck thing. Coming from, I don't know where I come from, because it's just like, I feel like Iowa's almost in between.
Yeah.
Where it's like we're almost too city to be redneck, but we're too redneck to be city. And it's like this weird thing where every single like I don't know douchebag wants to be a fucking like I don't know redneck kid and every
big
single
truck.
yeah.
Cowboy boots.
Yeah.
But then every single other person is normal. You know what I mean?
Normal.
That's
I like that.
Slap
There's a them now.
Seriously, it's just like I've met people who were born and raised like let's say even next door. I know a guy that lived next door to me his whole fucking life, and he talks in a southern accent. Fucking bullshit, dude.
Maybe he has relatives.
No, he
in
doesn't. I live right next to him. Do I talk in a southern accent?
That's really bad.
What the fuck is that?
Well, the thing
I
is,
listen
that's
to
bad.
country music. Fucking.
I have been told so many times that I will sometimes get some sort of Iowa accent. And I don't know if that's supposed to be some sort of.
I don't even
like,
think that's a
southern-
thing.
I think it's a,
I know.
No. Here's the thing. I think it's a dialect thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you'll get at that coaster.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, it's
That's
with
what the
Jaws.
coaster says.
Oh.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I think it's a thing like that we don't know.
Okay.
It's like
Nobody knows that they have an accent.
no, like I mean, unless you're from Boston or New York or like you have. Well, I don't know.
Those Boston
Okay,
kids.
the thing
Yeah.
is, a lot of people who are hiring for voice actors and stuff actually look towards places like Iowa.
No,
because we
yeah.
have a really neutral accent.
You're
Yeah.
right.
We're not
But
incredibly northern,
I've been
and
told
we're
that
not
too.
incredibly southern, y'all.
No, but that
I
that
do
in
use
itself is an accent.
I say y'all just
Yeah,
because like
you're right.
my
But-
mom.
But Brett, I would still
Has-
say that in itself is an accent because it's like that's still
Just yeah.
That's an accent being that we are the neutral.
Yeah, but the thing is, from neutral,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
easier
move
to
to many
expand
other
and
things. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
well,
can imitate others.
For me,
Oh, yeah, I'm on.
I've noticed,
What?
especially from the atmosphere that I work in, is that there are specific Iowan things that we say, including things like folks. Like folks.
folks. Yeah, I say that all the time when
You
I
say
wait on
folks?
tables.
How are you
I don't
folks
say
doing
folks
today?
often.
I don't.
It's because it's more polite for me to say, "Hey guys, how are things going tonight?"
Folks would imply older people.
Well, what?
Usually
That's
it's,
how I associate.
Yeah, see, that's
it's different from person to
It's a middle-aged to senior thing.
Yeah,
the
I
way
don't.
say it.
It's
Yeah.
like above teenagers.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Maybe
the,
it's teenagers like, sup guys.
the second
That-
thing that I see
What
most
up?
consistently.
What do you want to eat, fuckers? Sorry, are you talking to teenagers or us?
I mean, I talk to you guys that way. No.
What's up?
That's
you
how I
fucks?
talk to children. I'm just kidding.
Bitch, how do you want your eggs? That'll be on the funny face, right? You want blueberries for the nose?
But then the second thing that I see most from oftentimes, like I would put them in the senior category, would
Okay.
be, yeah, later today we're gonna wash our car.
Oh god.
Oh, I know people who say wash, and I hate it.
Wash. It's a
There's no R in that.
Let's move on to
Yeah.
a different topic.
You're hurting me.
Oh,
You're hurting me.
Mature. Are you guys?
Mature.
Are
I
you
say
guys
mature.
Mature
I
enough
also
to
say
be
mature,
here?
but I think mature is the actual.
No.
Are you kidding?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
It's mature.
I'll say mature ironically.
Ultimate question.
But otherwise I say
Is
Is
mature.
it EMP or EMP?
EMP.
It's EMP.
Are you serious?
Yeah, nobody's getting the reference.
Is it
It's not
IGN
your
or
reference,
IGN?
Isn't it?
I was talking about Red versus Blue.
I guess there's a red versus blue.
No.
It was so we were just watching the episode, and I just had to because
No,
there was
I
a
didn't.
discussion between a group of people whether or not it was an EMP or an EMP, and then the computers count down, and it's just like 3, 2, 1. Now firing the EMP, and he's just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh god.
It was hilarious.
Let's see. Mature. How to pronounce mature in English? Let's see.
It's gonna say mature.
I hope it does.
It's a robot.
Did it
What
just
does it
say
say?
mature?
It said.
Kill me.
That's a.
Mature.
Okay,
Wait,
It's
wait,
also a
hold
robot.
on. UK. I'm gonna see if it's different in the UK.
Mature.
it's also a robot. Like, let's face it, they can't get
They're wrong.
all of the
I knew these
On
guys-
Cambridge.org.
yeah.
Look it up on Merriam-Webster.
Alright.
So no, it's very difficult to get a normal sounding computer program because they can't get all of the pronunciations exactly right. Like they don't have the chur.
It's a dialect.
Like, are you
thing.
sure?
It's different.
What?
Sure,
These are
and mature.
recordings of people, Lucas.
What? They're recordings of people?
Lucas.
What? They're recordings of people?
Yes!
Sure.
Do you pronounce it manure? Then it must be pronounced mature.
Yeah, actually, I do pronounce it.
I'm so
No,
You
confused.
wait.
pronounce it manure.
Yeah.
I feel like this were really downhill fast.
Yeah, I like how this
Hold on,
went
hold
from
on.
a 30-minute thing to an hour thing.
That's
We might as
okay.
well make
It's not an hour yet. We got 6 minutes. I
What?
think.
Oh, we got more like 10 minutes.
Let's do an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
No.
We're planning on watching 6 hours of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we can't do it.
You know, you said yourself you don't have to work tomorrow. That tree's out of the picture, so you don't have to work.
There's a bigger tree coming up. And
I work
then
tomorrow.
6 more.
You have to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Hey.
Do I work?
Do I make work?
Do I make my own hours? That's what I mean.
I make my own hours tomorrow. None.
Hey.
Hey.
I have to be back before 10 then.
That's the best part about working in a museum is you get to go in whenever you want.
Yeah.
But then you have to be there for 8 hours.
That's gonna be the shitty thing if I decide I want to do the manager stuff. Like I'm gonna have to close 3 nights a week, and I'm gonna,
Yeah.
which is really gonna suck. I'm gonna have to work 55 hours a week.
Jeez.
But they offered me some or better money than what I thought they'd offer me. So I don't know.
It'll
You
be
can't-
56 and a half if you take this as a job.
You can't do that during the school year though.
I know. I don't see. That would be. I'd take a break to manage for 2
I wouldn't
years.
take a break.
See, I don't know yet. It's still up in the
You-
air for me.
Andy. Okay, so let's go into your goal for the rest of your life.
Make
okay?
$100 million.
You're
gonna be
okay. So, no, in all seriousness,
What?
let's say that you want to make $100 million.
Yeah.
In all honesty, do you think the first place you want to start is at a private corporation as the fucking assistant manager?
They'll probably hook you
Yeah.
in there and you'll stay there.
See, that's the
fucking
thing. I
hours.
actually talked to the thing that made me want to think about it was last night I had to close, and the guy setting up our computer systems, like the new computer systems, was talking to me about how he went to college for he double majored in accounting and something else, and that he like loved his time in college, but he said that all it is right now, he doesn't use his degree, which isn't my big concern because I think my degree would be a little bit more flexible with marketing as opposed. I mean, accounting's still a big one. He should be able to get a job with accounting, I would imagine. I would think because accounting is so big. But like the other thing that he said though is that he was in a restaurant business for like 10 years, and he's like, it's hard to leave, but he's like, it's not hard to leave if you know what you want.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I didn't stick around for 10 years because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. He's like, they just kept giving me better positions, raises, that kind of stuff. And he's like, that's the part that makes it hard to leave. And the other thing he said was now he did get out of it, and he sets up these computer things full time for a guy he used to know in college. So I think most of it's just, my opinion of college is it gives you connections, especially in a school of business, and it gives you soft skills that you can build upon to like build harder skills for your actual job set. So I mean, and like I said, I don't want this to be like, if I did it, I wouldn't want it to be anything more than 3 to 4 years. I barely want it to be 2, but like I said, if they offer me like a ton of money to stay for a couple extra years, I don't know what I would do. But I mean, like I would like to start paying off just a little bit of the debt, and then like come back after 2 years of saving some money, and just at least get like I want to get my associates next year, which I can do in a semester based on like the classes I took last year and what I took in high school.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I just decided I was going to think about it today. So
Yeah. Well, my point of view with that kind of stuff is like, I always look back at the company that I work for right now, and like, for example, the job that they offered me, the guy that has that job, he used to work for our bigger branch.
Yeah.
For the people that would buy the product that we make and be able to use it first. And so what he'd do is he'd set it up so that they could watch it being made, and then they could be the first one to use it, and then like pretty much take it to the certain area and like be able to utilize it and everything. But then when they started cutting his job off, and keep in mind he has the same degree as I do, minus the education part.
Yeah.
And then they transitioned him over to the museum where I work at now. And the only reason that they transitioned him instead of just dropping him because we lost some business was because he had a degree.
Yeah.
So instead of dropping him, they just moved him over. And I think that he began to make a little bit more money than he had beforehand, especially since they dropped some people off.
Yeah.
You know? And so, and now he's at a point where he thinks he can make more money, and I think he's about 28.
Right.
Well, I actually know he's 28 because he just had a birthday. And I think he's going to work at the university that we go to. And so, I don't know. I just feel like getting a degree is a lot more worth it.
Right.
Not for the long run, especially what you're looking at right now. But, like, if you want to make a lot more money
Yeah.
in a longer period of time and then retirement afterwards, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
I can get him that.
Oh yeah, you get the thing, the bottle opener thing.
Did you actually get one, or are you still?
No.
Do you
Do we have an actual one?
Yeah, we have something that works.
We
You
have something. There.
Yeah, there it is.
you made me use a set of. You made me use a pitchfork or whatever that thing is called.
Is it the same on both sides?
What is that? It's like a
Don't know.
hot dog poker thing. There.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. You made me use a hot dog poker.
Yeah, that's true.
Hot dog poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I used to throw in this bottle last time.
Jeez.
I'll get a picture for.
Anyway.
Andy,
I'll
what
get
kind
a
of
picture for the people.
Do
who can't
Are
we
we
wanna-
gonna, are we gonna wrap this up?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do one last thing that we have a consensus on talking about.
What's that?
Consensus? It has to be consensus. I can't just.
Oh, I thought you had something in mind.
No, and then wrap it up by saying, your guys' Twitter handles. I don't have one.
Which ones are actual Twitter handles, or like the Culture Pop ones?
Yeah, you guys can use your Culture Pop ones.
Oh shit.
And
I
then
mean, they're one and the same for me.
we can explain
Is
what
this
the Culture
like
Pop
Culture
thing.
Pop after hours?
I like
But-
we probably can't be affiliated since we're swearing.
Probably.
Yeah,
It's after hours. It's different. It's separate.
Yeah, it's after us.
I mean,
I mean,
we've
it's
already.
not on airwaves.
I guess that's true.
You guys have already mentioned it, but
Shit.
so we'll mention your guys' Twitter handles. I don't have one.
It'll.
And then,
We'll probably be posting this on a YouTube
yeah,
account as well.
and then the second thing would be just kind of reminding people who we are and how consistently we'll do this, which we can talk about right now.
I'm actually really stoked because I'm lucky enough. I actually snagged the Twitter handle Andy Heidemann. I actually have that, so that's really nice.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I have.
my Twitter handle is @CulturePopLucas.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
thought you
true.
said we couldn't.
Couldn't what?
Couldn't
No,
affiliate.
I said we couldn't.
I said I don't know. I said can we? And you guys said fucking yeah.
You guys,
Because fuck the FCC.
boom,
Fuck the
CC.
FCC.
Anyway, let's talk about the. Let's have a consensus.
This
of one
will-
thing that we want to talk about before we talk about that.
Mm,
Just one thing. Lucas.
Oh, Lucas.
you know, I'm thinking about it, and I realize I have no good ideas.
Wow.
Do you really not?
True.
Sounds
Sorry.
like a. This sounds like a very.
Fuck myself. Everything is bad.
Sounds like a very good outlook for how this show
Oh,
is
yeah.
gonna be. I don't have any good ideas.
We could talk about what our plans are for what we want to talk
Are
about
we just?
later.
Oh, so like next 30 seconds or 1 minute?
No,
we just,
no.
Quick
Like
reminder
later.
to everyone listening, I did not want to be a part of this one, and
So-
now I'm part of it.
I guess.
See you next week.
So at least now I
weekly?
have a reason to come here.
Well, our podcast kind of
I'm just messing.
it
I
kind
don't
of centers
know.
around our lives, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And kind of what we're interested in at the time.
Well,
Next Wednesday, I'll tell you about how shitty my job was and how shitty my day was because it'll be Free Pie
Well,
Wednesday.
next week, I
That's
Free
always
Pie
like-
Wednesday.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
you know what's weird?
That sounds good for all the
Next
listeners.
week, I plan on having that ring.
Oh, do you know what you're gonna do for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If you like the.
if she's not listening,
Which I
What-
don't think she is because this is not live
yeah,
yet.
hopefully she doesn't know. So what I'm planning on doing is she said that she wanted to go to this certain place. I don't even remember what it's called.
Oh, so she planned it out.
She no. So well anyway, if we're gonna like kind of go into this a little bit more in depth, is we've been planning this for a while now,
Oh yeah.
and so I specifically asked her what sort of ring she wanted
Mhm.
because I feel like in my position, you guys know what kind of tastes I have, and it's not really the best when it comes to ring stuff.
I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
I
Yeah.
could. My guess for your ideal kind of ring is a wedding band. Like just
Yeah.
the band.
You
That's-
you
and-
wear like a titanium one or
That
something.
would never fly for a girl.
Exactly, and
wouldn't say never.
women don't like the titanium bands. Even for me, I'm
Less about
what I
practical.
kind of plan to do is have a titanium band, and then once I get the band like imprint, like you see the white of where the ring was, then I'll just get a tattoo. And if like for example, if I need to teach, then I'll just put the wedding band on,
Yeah.
and then nobody can see the like imprint.
Yeah.
What'd be really cool is if you got a tattoo of what the One Ring said.
I don't think Gabrielle would like that.
I
But-
think I would like that.
Anyway, so then I asked her what she would like, and she picked one out. And so right now it's in the processing, and then it's my job to like ask her what she wants to do. And so specifically, she found this garden area that she thought would be really cool for our wedding day, because that's kind of the process that we're in right now, is because we're trying to figure out like where we want to honeymoon at, how much this is such and such place is going to cost, and yada yada yada. It's not really that interesting, but anyway. So in the next 2 weeks, we're going around searching for places, and one of the places is one of the garden area, and so that was the place that I wanted to propose to her, but I don't have the ring yet.
Yeah.
So and that she wants to go there to like check how much it costs and stuff like that. So I want to propose to her in that place, and it'd be kind of like cute, just like kind of off the cuffs. Because I actually told her in front of Andy actually that it might take 3 months for the ring to get in.
He said he spent the most on shipping, or the least amount on shipping, but really he spent the most, right?
Yeah, I spent. The conversation went like, when do you think this ring is gonna get here? That's what she told me, and I said, well, the processing probably takes like a month, and then I spent the least on shipping, so then it took like 2 months. When in all reality, I spent the most on every single thing that I could possibly do.
So it's gonna come in like next week.
Yeah, it's probably gonna come in next week.
Awesome.
So you lied to it.
Yeah.
What a great foundation.
So yeah, in any good relationship, there's a lot of lies. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You should write a book.
Yeah, if you want to be happy, lie.
You want to
Lie a lot.
Jesus.
Lie to yourself. Lie to her.
What was,
every
what
day.
was your
Him.
prompt?
Jesus
You had a
Christ.
prompt for this
What
that led
prompt?
to you talking about like.
Oh, the last thing, I guess.
Yeah. What's the last thing?
But bye.
I think this is the last thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Lie.
to finish up, your guys' Twitter handles. Let's start with
Oh,
Andy.
at Andy Heidemann, ANDYHEIDEMANN.
Yeah.
2 N's, damn
At Culture Pop Lucas.
Okay.
it.
Okay. How do you spell Lucas?
LUCAS.
Just making sure. Some people spell it with a K.
I
Really?
hate those people.
Some people do.
Fucking freaks, dude.
Well, I just offended everyone who spells that.
Yeah.
Spells
The funniest
Lucas.
thing
all,
is-
all one of our listeners probably.
Yeah, all one of them.
The funniest. Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh, sorry. At Brett Schwick. So, oh, Jesus. BRETT, 2 T's. SCHWICK.
All right, and I'm Kyle, and I have nothing.
That's
So,
true, yeah.
Woo!
I'm off the fucking grid. The economy's crashing in Britain. Why do I want to be on the board?
That's not that bad. I mean, there's rebound for it. There's been some economic rebound. I've been actually watching that. It's really quite interesting.
Well,
You're
it's
gonna need to tell me more about it after the break.
$1.38
Okay.
per pound.
What?
That's fucking bad, dude.
What was that?
It's $1.38 per pound. So
I don't know what that means.
Where we
cash
signing
that
off?
in.
What was that?
Anyway,
Yeah, we
Per
should-
pound of feathers.
Get that fucking out of here, Lucas.
Alright,
I'm
So,
done.
so if I have a pound in my wallet, it can actually like be
I'm-
turned
I'm
into
done
something pretty
reading
good.
it
You have a
Before we
pound
shut
of
down,
money?
we should say we're recording this on Wednesday, the 20. Is it the 29th?
It's
Yeah.
29th today.
29th. I don't
it's
know
not
when this will-
guaranteed that it'll be the same week.
Yeah,
We
it's
should-
just
Whenever we feel like it. Yeah!
that's a bad one.
Along
Yeah.
the lines, we should probably try and do this once or twice a week.
Twice a week.
Think so?
Yeah.
I was thinking once a week.
I was gonna say, I can't
My
count
car
this
is
one.
still not
There,
fixed.
there's 2 reasons why.
I have to
A,
steal my parents'
not
car.
enough happens to me in a week for
Ah,
me to talk
true.
about it twice a
True
week,
for me
and
as
B,
well.
the more times we have it, the more of a chance I'll be emotional wrecked tonight. or that
Dude,
night.
I like it though.
I hate being
Yeah,
emotionally
I don't know.
wrecked.
Tomorrow, I'm either gonna do
Probably
nothing or I'm gonna
Or
move a tree.
heroin.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna move another tree.
See, I just thought it'd be kind of funny if it just like eventually cut out, like if we just had a bunch of background noise talking.
This is
and
background
that it
noise.
it's
I don't
happening.
really-
My life is background noise.
Andy, I'm gonna need to know
Oh.
what sandwich ingredients you have.